Spray planes are just such a cool such a cool thing to me. Question is he gonna go in for another swipe or not? He got awfully close. Look at him. Woo-hoo! He ramped up off of the shed. You couldn't get any. He pulled up at literally the last second. He didn't start pulling up until he was about 20 feet away from the edge of the corn. Here it comes. You got Snapchat. So it's been a few hours since the last clip. Yeah, as you can tell, that was the spray plane. They were spraying on fungicide onto our corn, and it was spraying it over there, and it was spraying it on a field of corn like half a mile-ish roughly away that way. For those of you who don't know what fungicide is basically it is a type of chemical where it is supposed to spray for all of the fungi, so to say. So that's all of the disease that can grow on the corn. We put it on by plane because I know a lot of people might not totally understand exactly why we spray with planes. I know a lot of people are against spraying with planes and yada 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 and all that. We spray with planes because, for one, it is the most common way to spray fungicide, especially when corn is this tall. You could get sprayers over this, but however, that is it's not the easiest thing to do. And also, these pilots are highly trained, so like that pilot, you might think he's crazy, but that's what he does every single day all summer. So they're very, very highly skilled, and they know exactly what they're doing because most of them have been doing it for a long time, and they know all the insides and outs to their plane. Well, next thing on the list, go weed eat some poles, I suppose, I guess is what sounds like I gotta go do. That should work just for a little bit, right? Right? Yeah. Nice thing about electric is you don't have to worry about a motor. That's an inconvenience. So this planter, as you guys know, we had to, when we put the new fan on the planter, as we were putting on these little drag chain holders here, we found out that we had to buy another motor, which you weren't very surprised about because this planter is more than likely a fair amount over 20 years old. And this new fan motor has an extra bleed off hose or extra bleed off that you could put on, so that's the main reason why we didn't put the planter away immediately, because we had to make a new hose to go from the tractor all the way back behind through the drawbar, through the planter to back to the motor for the bleed off. And we also had to get another extra outlet for it. So right there's another outlet for that bleed off tube. And now since we got that all good, this thing is all maintenanced over, so it is ready to rock and roll for the next season. Okay, so I was wrong. That's what we are going to do, but what we're actually going to do, the first thing that we're going to do is are going to be putting an added row cleaner. See right between there where that chain drive is right there? Well, that's ran off of just a regular wing tire or planter tire. That follows right through a tire track, right through a tractor tire track, and that's just how the 2294 was before we had this tractor on it. And now with this tractor being even heavier than that tractor, that's kind of an added problem. That chain drive tire bounces a lot, and we're thinking that might fiddle with our row spacing and might throw off our row spacing, because since it kind of bounces over that tractor tire. So we're thinking if you put something right in front of that planter tire, if we can get something in there like a row cleaner or a harrow section or something that could potentially smoothen out the ride, maybe that drive tire will stop bouncing so much, and then maybe we can get good row spacing. So that's what we're gonna try to jimmy rig and figure out how to mount exactly. All right, so this is what we're thinking with this so far. So we got one of these, so it's pretty much just a rigid style of these, and also they're manual set, so you just gotta take a wrench and tighten or loosen this for it to raise up and down. Is we're gonna take a piece of angle iron, undo these nuts right here, bolt the top part of the angle iron piece on these two bolts, and then have it drop down, and that's where we would mount the bolts for the actual unit itself. And then after that, then we would tighten it all up, and then that should work. So we got our big piece of angle iron put up on the vise. So now we marked it up to 10 inches. Now we just gotta cut it. That easy?
No, we don't have a chop saw.
No, we're not that advanced. Alright, so now what we gotta do is we're trying to drill the holes 3/4 of an inch big on both sides so it can actually get mounted up on the U-bolt. So this is gonna be the top of it. So, and then after that we gotta line up all the holes and figure out how we're gonna mount the actual row cleaner part onto the side. Well, unfortunately, the big impact won't do it, so we gotta use a breaker bar and a pipe. So, what we're gonna do now, we got the two holes straight out. These are actually, they were actually 7/8 inch threads instead of 3/4 like what we were thinking. So it's just one size bigger. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna weld this metal plate onto this piece of angle iron, and then and then drill a few new holes in the row cleaner bracket itself so we can bolt it onto there, and then we'll have our own bracket. We put it on, and we'll be all good. And you got to do a good job welding on this one. So then
I do.
Well, do you want to maybe?
It wouldn't be a good thing that thing would fall off.
No, probably not. We don't care about, well, we do care about neatness, but we just care as long as it holds and it doesn't crack, then that's all that matters. You had a little bee going on that there. All right, guys. So I'm actually gonna be heading out. I'm gonna be going north of here. Gonna go watch some races, and I don't know how much further Dad's gonna go on that. So I guess we'll just pick you guys up tomorrow. So catch you tomorrow. Well, hey everybody. So it is now the next day. It is now a Sunday. Yesterday was a Saturday. All we gotta do now on that whole project is just to put it together. That's all we got left to do, and then once we put it together, then we can put the planter away, and then everything will be all unhooked and ready to get stuff hooked up for fall. Well, that looks good enough, I'd say.
It's like a factory.
I don't know if I quite go that far. All right, so after 2 days and about maybe 3-4 tries, I finally got it on, and I think it should work pretty good now. We got the angle iron piece that you guys saw earlier that we just ended up cutting down, and then we welded this plate onto the piece of iron, and then after that, that drilled 2 different holes here and 1 new hole right there. And now hopefully it'll add 20 bushel to the
That's what we're playing is.
I'm just gotta figure it out. It's just a little crooked going this way, but it's straight up and down like this, so I don't really know if it just being slightly angled is gonna do anything. At least I hope not. Is it straight?
Pretty wide. It's straight.
Is it? I think it'll hold.
It'll hold.
Alright guys, so we are gonna start getting some things moving now. So since the planter is all ready to go to be put in the shed for the year, and wait another 10 months, we're going to start opening up doors, get the combine, the Magnum, the 2 older tractors out, so then we can get the Magnum and the planter out and get it backed up right in front of the field cultivator, then put everything back in, and then it'll be all good to go. And yeah, then I don't know what else we're gonna do. Oh man, this tractor's so dirty. It needs a bath so bad. Now it's time for the big girl. Trying to impress us. Alright, I got you guys mounted in an interesting way, but I'm hoping that I can do this. I've never backed the planter up into here before, so this is gonna be something pretty interesting to try to do. Turn hard again. That literally took less than like a minute and a half. So this is going to take a while, so I don't know. We'll probably just pick you guys up when we're pulling away. There we go. Now we just have a bare spare tractor. Well, and there we go. All the equipment's put away. The 180's pretty much just sitting right back where it was. And yeah, so appreciate you guys for watching this video. I don't know what's gonna come next. I never know what's gonna come next around here. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.